My beloved child, there is a trembling in the spirit realm tonight, a shaking that Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward to reveal. And he whispers urgently, do not try to ignore this. His voice carries the weight of heaven, because what he's about to expose is connected directly to your heart, the heart you keep trying to protect, even when it's breaking in silence. Today, December 19th, the veil has thinned. Something that was hidden from you, something everyone else seems to sense, something that the person you love deeply refuses to admit is rising to the surface. You may have felt it last night, a heaviness, a strange silence, a coldness in the air that didn't match the room. Your spirit was trying to warn you, but your heart kept hoping it was nothing. Archangel Michael says, you are not imagining it. Your soul is not confused. The truth has been knocking on your door, and today it demands to be opened. There is a reason the title found you. There is a reason these words are touching you in a place no one else can see. Because last night, something happened behind the scenes, something whispered, something exchanged, something hidden in shadows, that was meant to stay buried. And yet, heaven refuses to let it stay unspoken. Michael is showing a moment, a conversation, a secret that some hoped would never reach you. He says this person you love has been carrying a bitter truth, one they have convinced themselves is for your protection. A protection built on secrecy always becomes a prison. And Michael refuses to let you live in a cage made by someone else's silence. He steps forward with his sword of truth, not to hurt you, but to break the chains of confusion. You have been sensing inconsistencies, the pauses, the moments they avoided eye contact, the unexplained distance, the sudden shift in tone. You brushed it aside because your heart is loyal. But heaven is loyal to your destiny, not your illusions. Michael says, child, every soul deserves clarity, and clarity is coming to you in waves. What happened last night is not random. It is not small. It is not meaningless. It is the turning point, the moment where spirit exposes what ego tries to hide. And this is why Michael warns you not to ignore the signs. Because if you do, you will walk into the coming days unprepared for the truth that is already unfolding. You may feel your chest tighten while hearing these words. You may feel the urge to scroll away. But pause, breathe, and listen. When a truth is this close, the enemy tries to distract you. But heaven pulls you back in. The person you love deeply. They carry fear. Fear of losing you. Fear of disappointing you. Fear of being seen. And that fear made them hide something from last night. Something they knew would shake your world. But Michael is rearranging the energy around you, making sure nothing and no one can manipulate your path anymore. He leans close to your spirit and says, you are stepping into a season where hidden things cannot stay hidden. Your intuition sharpened last night for a reason. Your dreams felt different for a reason. Even the way you woke up today, heavier, more aware, more alert, it all points to this divine disclosure. Do not ignore the message that pulled you here. This is the kind of moment that changes relationships, changes perspectives, changes destinies. You are standing at the beginning of a revelation that will shake something loose inside you, something you were never meant to carry into the new year. Michael whispers again, prepare your heart, prepare your eyes, prepare your spirit, because in the coming moments, as you keep listening, you will begin to understand why heaven has been circling you, protecting you, and pushing you toward truth. What you are about to hear in the next unfolding layer will either free you or finally confirm what your spirit already knew. Before you move forward, hold on. This next revelation is the one that will make everything click into place. Type "I receive the truth" in the comments if this is resonating with your spirit. Lesson code 444 is now released. My beloved child, the truth that Archangel Michael is guiding you toward now will stir emotions you may not have dared to face. It is not the kind of revelation that comes gently. It arrives like a thunderclap, shaking the foundation of your heart and mind. Last night, something unfolded that few noticed, and even fewer acknowledged. Yet, the heavens observed it all. Every glance, every word left unsaid, every hesitation and pause, Michael recorded it in the book of clarity. He whispers to you now, not to instill fear, but to awaken the wisdom that has always lived quietly within your spirit. You may have felt a subtle shift in the energy around your relationship, a tension that seemed almost invisible to the world, but impossible for your intuition to ignore. A tension, that almost imperceptible vibration, carried a message meant for your soul alone. It was the universe's way of preparing you to receive what no one else could reveal. Michael urges you to reflect deeply on the moments that felt off, the glances that lingered too long or vanished too quickly, the words that sounded rehearsed or too guarded. Every detail matters because these small cracks are the doorway to truth. The person you love deeply may have thought they could shield you from this bitter reality, but Michael says, no love built on concealment can stand untouched by light. This is why he presses you to open your heart fully and pay attention. You are not being punished by this revelation. Rather, you are being elevated to a higher level of awareness, a space where honesty and love coexist with clarity and empowerment. The truth that you were denied last night is not meant to wound you. It is meant to free you. And even though your heart may feel heavy as these realizations settle in, trust that the heaviness is temporary, for Michael's presence surrounds you, ready to infuse strength, courage, and unwavering guidance. Do not underestimate the significance of what unfolded. What might have seemed trivial or secretive to the human eye is, in fact, a spiritual alarm. It is a nudge from Archangel Michael, urging you to awaken to realities that have quietly shaped your experiences. Every soul around you may have sensed it, yet only you have been chosen to witness the unveiling fully. That is why Michael's warning is so urgent. Do not ignore this, for your heart has already recognized the unspoken truth. It is time to bring it into the light. And as you prepare to face what was hidden, Michael reminds you to ground yourself in love and not judgment. The person who kept this secret may not have intended harm, but human fear often disguises itself as protection. Recognize that their actions, though veiled in secrecy, do not define your worth or diminish your capacity to love. They merely reveal that human hearts are complex, capable of both love and fear simultaneously. Last night was pivotal. There was a moment, a fleeting exchange, an energy that passed between you and the person you cherish. Michael calls it a divine whisper, a signal that something was out of alignment. The person you love might have hoped that the truth would never surface, that it would remain hidden in the shadows of routine, comfort, and denial. But the cosmos, and Michael himself, do not allow such concealment to persist indefinitely. Secrets have a way of surfacing, especially when they concern matters of the heart and spirit. Michael reminds you that you are not alone in confronting these truths. He stands beside you, his sword of clarity ready to sever illusions, his wings of protection encompassing your very essence. The bitterness that your loved one has withheld will not be able to harm you if you allow Michael's light to illuminate every corner of your heart and mind. It is likely that as you listen to these words, a torrent of questions has already begun to form in your mind. You may wonder why this was hidden from you, what last night truly meant, or what it implies for your relationship moving forward. Michael urges you to stay present with these questions, not as a means of judgment, but as a doorway to understanding. The revelation is a mirror, reflecting not only the actions of another, but the readiness of your own spirit to receive truth. In this moment, your intuition, your getter knowing, is your most powerful guide. Michael whispers, do not shy away from what your heart already suspects. Face it with courage, for in that confrontation lies your liberation. By opening your awareness fully, you are not only preparing to witness the truth, you are activating the part of your soul that has always known, deep down, that last night was more significant than it seemed. Every hesitation, every unanswered question, every suppressed suspicion, it was all laying the groundwork for this very moment. The person you love deeply may never articulate this truth aloud, perhaps out of fear, guilt, or misguided protection. Yet Michael assures you that words are not the only vessels of revelation. Energy, intention, and spiritual presence carry far more weight than spoken language. He invites you to perceive the reality that was left unsaid. Every glance, every pause, every subtle shift carries meaning. The angels record these moments, and through them, truth finds its way into your awareness. You are being called to read between the lines, to listen with your heart rather than your ears. The bittersweet revelation of last night is meant to awaken you to this spiritual sensitivity, to teach you that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Michael emphasizes that you are capable of holding this knowledge without letting it diminish your light. In fact, confronting what has been hidden will expand your capacity to love with discernment, compassion, and wisdom. Do not be afraid of the emotional wave that may arise. Michael says that the rising tide of awareness will stir your heart, yes, but it will also cleanse it. This is the refining process. By embracing the truth, you allow heaven to remove the weight of deception, even if it was unintentional, and replace it with clarity and spiritual empowerment. The energy of last night is now a divine invitation, a call to awaken fully to your reality and to recognize the layers of truth that have been veiled from you. Archangel Michael reminds you that you are stronger than any secret, braver than any hidden fear, and more loved than any shadow cast by unspoken words. You are on the threshold of understanding something profound, something that will alter the way you perceive your relationship and your own heart. Trust that this revelation, though difficult, is an act of grace, preparing you for a new season of spiritual insight and personal empowerment. Keep your spirit anchored as you continue to receive this guidance. Archangel Michael's voice will remain by your side, steady, unwavering, and filled with love. He says, you are chosen to witness what others could not bear to reveal. Walk into this clarity with courage, for the path of truth is the path of freedom. Remember, what happened last night is not a curse, nor a punishment. It is a divine awakening, a signal that your soul is being prepared for higher wisdom. Hold on to this understanding, for the next revelation that follows will bring even greater illumination, helping you see beyond appearances and into the very heart of what has been hidden. Your spiritual senses are sharpening, your inner knowing is expanding, and Michael's presence ensures that you will never face this alone. Type "I stand in truth" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 555 is now released. My beloved child, as the light of Michael's presence surrounds you now, it becomes impossible to deny the weight of what was concealed last night. There is a subtle vibration in your heart that refuses to quiet down, a persistent echo that whispers of truths unspoken, of realities carefully hidden behind smiles and reassurances. Archangel Michael speaks directly to your spirit, urging you to understand that the person you love deeply is carrying a burden they never meant for you to witness. And yet, in their attempts to protect both themselves and your heart, they created a shadow, a veil that hid the bitter truth. Michael reminds you that love does not require secrecy, and that genuine connection can only flourish when transparency walks hand in hand with affection. The moment has arrived for you to perceive what others could not see, to recognize what has been quietly shaping your experience in ways both subtle and profound. Last night, there was a convergence of energies, emotions, intentions, and unspoken thoughts that left a mark on the fabric of your relationship. It may have appeared ordinary to anyone else, a routine evening or an inconsequential conversation, but the angels, and Michael in particular, saw beyond the surface. Every hesitation, every diverted glance, every subtle tone carrying meaning. Michael whispers that these seemingly small actions were imbued with a truth that needed to be revealed to you, not to hurt you, but to awaken your soul. The person you love may never offer a full explanation, and yet Michael insists that you are capable of seeing beyond the veil. Your heart's intuition, refined and sharpened over time, is the tool that allows you to perceive what words cannot convey. The divine presence of Michael ensures that you will not be left in confusion. He is guiding you toward clarity, step by step, moment by moment. The bitter truth that remains unspoken is not an accident. It is part of a greater spiritual design, a test of discernment and inner strength. Michael reminds you that human hearts are complex, capable of both profound love and profound fear at the same time. Often, people hide truths not out of malice, but out of fear. Fear of losing you, fear of confrontation, fear of being judged. And yet, these hidden truths, left unchecked, have the power to quietly erode trust, creating tension and doubt that grows invisible to the untrained eye. This is why Michael's intervention is so crucial. He is stepping into your reality as a protector and a revealer, ensuring that what has been cloaked in secrecy is brought into the light. The events of last night were a spiritual signal, a catalyst meant to awaken your awareness and prepare you for the coming clarity. It is important to recognize that the person you love deeply may have believed they were acting in your best interest, attempting to shield you from discomfort or pain. But Michael teaches that love cannot thrive in darkness, that the light of honesty is what nurtures true intimacy. When hearts are shielded by unspoken truths, even the strongest love experiences tension, distance, and quiet despair. Michael urges you to step gently into this awareness, to see the situation with compassion, but also with discernment. The revelation that unfolds is not meant to condemn the one you love, but to elevate your understanding and strengthen your connection to divine wisdom. In the next moments, you will see patterns, intentions, and hidden emotions more clearly than ever before, and this vision is guided by Michael himself. Last night, your intuition sensed what was concealed. Perhaps it appeared as a flutter of unease, a tightening in the chest, or a dream that lingered beyond waking. These are not coincidences, child. Michael assures you that your spirit was attuned to what others could not perceive. The energy that passed between you and your loved one was laden with signals, subtle yet unmistakable to a heart tuned to divine awareness. The reason everyone except you seems to know this truth is not because you are unaware, but because the revelation is meant for you alone, in this exact timing. Michael emphasizes that the unfolding clarity is part of a divine plan, a moment when your heart is ready to receive truths that others cannot bear to voice. This is why he repeats with urgency, do not ignore the signs. Do not turn away from what is coming into view. There is power in facing what has been hidden. Michael reminds you that knowledge is a form of spiritual liberation. When the truth is acknowledged, even if it brings discomfort, your soul becomes lighter, more empowered, and aligned with divine wisdom. The person you love deeply may never articulate this revelation, but Michael insists that you are not dependent on their words to see clearly. Spiritual perception, guided by angelic insight, allows you to navigate these hidden truths with grace and confidence. He instructs you to trust your instincts, to observe the subtle shifts in energy, and to allow your intuition to illuminate what was previously obscured. What happened last night is not meant to trap you in confusion. It is meant to awaken the latent power of discernment within your heart and mind. Your capacity to absorb and understand this bitter truth is extraordinary. Michael's presence ensures that you can hold both love and clarity simultaneously, without sacrificing one for the other. This is the refinement process, a spiritual sharpening of your awareness and emotional intelligence. You are being prepared to see clearly, to make informed choices, and to navigate your relationship with wisdom rather than blind hope. The events of last night, though seemingly subtle, were pivotal in setting this process in motion. Michael assures you that as you continue to open your heart and mind, the layers of hidden reality will become more apparent, and you will be equipped to respond with grace, integrity, and spiritual strength. Do not fear the emotional resonance that this truth may bring. Michael emphasizes that the heaviness you may feel is temporary and necessary. It is the weight of illusion being lifted, replaced by clarity and understanding. The moment is sacred, a threshold through which your spirit is being elevated. He urges you to embrace this awakening fully, for it will transform not only how you perceive the person you love deeply, but also how you perceive yourself and your capacity for discernment and love. The clarity that emerges will allow you to walk forward with confidence, knowing that you are aligned with divine truth and protected by Michael's unwavering presence. Type "I embrace the light" in the comments if this is speaking to your heart. Blessing code 666 is now activated. Beloved child, if this message is touching your heart, you are invited to participate in the sacred mission of spreading God's Word. Your support through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal donations helps bring divine guidance to countless souls who need clarity, awakening, and protection. By giving, you are planting seeds of light, opening doors for revelation, and enabling heavenly truths to reach hearts across the world. This is not just a contribution. It is a prophetic act, a spiritual offering that releases blessings into your life and the lives of others. Archangel Michael himself blesses your obedience, filling your home, heart, and spirit with clarity, protection, and divine favor. Act now, child, for the heavens are watching your heart, and every act of giving strengthens the flow of divine truth into the world. Take action and watch the miracles of obedience and faith unfold. My beloved child, as Archangel Michael stands before you now, his presence is more tangible than ever, a radiant force of protection and clarity surrounding your very soul. He urges you to pay attention, to feel every vibration, every heartbeat, and every subtle shift in your inner world. The truth that has been hidden from you is not something small or insignificant. It is a pivotal moment that will influence your life and your heart in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Last night, events unfolded that were recorded not just in memory, but in the spiritual realm, where nothing escapes the watchful eyes of the angels. What happened was not random, nor was it meaningless. It was a divine signal, a call for your spirit to awaken, to recognize the hidden patterns in the person you love, and to understand the deeper truths that shape your reality. Michael's voice is unwavering as he says, "Child, the time for innocence and ignorance has passed. The moment of revelation is here, and you are ready." The person you love deeply may never admit what took place, yet the energy of last night continues to ripple, invisible to them, but undeniable to you. Michael explains that every soul carries secrets not always out of deceit, but often out of fear, fear of judgment, fear of loss, or fear of confrontation. And while their intentions may have been to protect, the result is a silent chasm between hearts. The angels have observed this dynamic for some time, noting every hesitation, every carefully hidden truth. What you felt, the unease, the subtle distance, the moments that didn't feel aligned with their words, was a whisper from the divine, an alert from your intuition, and a warning from Michael himself. The night was a mirror reflecting hidden realities, and now it is your turn to step into the reflection and see clearly what was previously unseen. Last night's event was more than an emotional incident. It was a spiritual catalyst. Michael urges you to understand that the timing is not accidental. Your heart is being prepared to receive a bitter truth that will illuminate not just the actions of another, but the nature of human connection and the lessons that lie hidden in love. The angels are working to clear the fog, to bring understanding where there was confusion, to remove doubt where there was uncertainty. They are guiding you toward a perspective that balances compassion with discernment. You are being asked to look beyond appearances and to perceive the essence of truth that often hides behind fear and protection. This clarity is essential, for without it, the next steps in your life and in your relationships could be clouded by misunderstanding or misjudgment. Michael emphasizes that the person you love deeply is not your enemy. Your silence and secrecy, while painful, are part of the human struggle, the struggle between honesty and fear. And yet, their actions cannot define your reality. The truth, as difficult as it may be, is not meant to destroy your heart. It is meant to strengthen it. By recognizing what was hidden, you are stepping into a new level of awareness, a space where spiritual insight becomes a guiding light. Michael's sword of truth does not harm. It cuts away illusions, false narratives, and confusion, leaving behind only clarity, strength, and the ability to act with wisdom. The angels want you to understand that your capacity to love is not diminished by this revelation. It is refined, strengthened, and elevated. You are learning to love with eyes wide open, with discernment that protects both your heart and your spirit. Consider the energy of last night as a divine lesson. Every glance, every pause, every word that seemed incomplete or evasive was a message, a teaching, a moment orchestrated by higher forces to awaken your understanding. Michael reminds you that the people around you, even those you trust deeply, cannot always reveal the full scope of reality. Some truths are meant to be discovered by the soul alone, in alignment with divine timing. That is why the burden was placed upon your awareness, not as a punishment, but as preparation. Preparation to see clearly, to understand deeply, and to act with discernment. The angels are clearing the fog so that what was hidden can no longer manipulate your path. This is the essence of spiritual empowerment, the ability to perceive truth without needing confirmation from others. Your feelings of unease, the tightness in your chest, the lingering questions, are all signals from your spirit that the time has come to face reality without fear. Michael reminds you that acknowledging the truth is not weakness. It is courage. Courage that aligns your heart with divine purpose and shields it from the confusion that secrecy can create. Last night's events, though hidden from view, were significant because they tested your perception, your intuition, and your ability to hold space for both truth and love simultaneously. Michael assures you that you are more than capable of navigating this revelation with grace. The truth will not break you. It will fortify you. You are being equipped to understand the complexities of human emotion and intention while maintaining the integrity of your own heart and spirit. Now, Michael asks you to pay close attention to the subtle signs that continue to unfold. The way your loved one behaves, the energy that lingers after certain conversations, and the hidden pauses are all part of the spiritual message being delivered. Each moment is an opportunity to recognize reality as it truly is. Michael says, "Child, you are not being deceived. You are being awakened. The bitterness you may sense in the revelation is not a reflection of your worth, but of the human struggle to reconcile love with fear. By embracing this understanding, you step into a space where divine truth is your shield, where clarity becomes your guide, and where your heart is prepared to move forward with wisdom and discernment. You are not alone in this process. Archangel Michael walks beside you, guiding each step, protecting you from illusions, and illuminating the path ahead. His presence ensures that even as the truth unfolds, your spirit remains anchored in love, strength, and courage. The events of last night, though hidden, are part of a divine orchestration meant to awaken your perception and prepare you for what is to come. The person you love deeply may never voice this truth, but through Michael's guidance, you are being invited to see clearly, to understand fully, and to respond with insight and grace. The awakening you are experiencing is both powerful and necessary. It is a gift from heaven, a preparation for deeper wisdom, and a call to step fully into your divine clarity. Type "I-see" the truth in the comments if this is speaking to your soul. Blessing code 777 is now released. My beloved child, the energy of revelation is intensifying around you. Archangel Michael stands with his wings unfurled, a beacon of divine light illuminating the hidden corners of your heart and the concealed truths of last night. He urges you to open your awareness fully, for what was once hidden is now stepping into the sphere of consciousness. The person you love deeply has carried a secret, a truth too bitter to voice, and though they may hope you remain unaware, the angels will not allow the concealment to persist any longer. Last night, something occurred that shifted the dynamics of your relationship in subtle but profound ways. Perhaps it was a glance, a pause, a word that sounded hollow, or even a silence that felt unusually heavy. These moments, though seemingly ordinary, were charged with energy that Michael now asks you to recognize, to process, and to integrate into your understanding of reality. You may feel a wave of emotion rising within you as these words settle in. Michael whispers that your heart's intuition has already sensed what the mind has struggled to accept. That whisper of doubt, the tightening in your chest, the fleeting questions that arose during moments of quiet reflection. They were all signals from your higher self, guided by divine insight, that the truth was present even if it was not spoken. The angels remind you that these intuitive nudges are powerful tools, and you have been equipped by the divine to recognize them. What occurred last night was more than a fleeting incident. It was a spiritual alarm, a wake-up call designed to bring hidden realities to the surface. Michael emphasizes that the person you love deeply may not reveal this truth willingly, but that does not prevent it from impacting your life and your heart. The power of truth exists independently of human acknowledgement. Michael now asks you to consider the weight of unspoken realities. Human hearts are often driven by fear, fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of causing pain. This fear can lead even the most loving individuals to conceal truths from those they care for. The person you cherish may have acted out of love, believing that withholding the bitter truth would protect both you and themselves. Yet Michael teaches that love built on silence can never fully flourish. The hidden truth carries its own energy, vibrating silently beneath the surface, influencing interactions, creating subtle tension, and whispering questions into your soul. Last night was a culmination of these hidden vibrations, a moment where the energy could no longer remain dormant. Michael's sword of truth cuts through this veil, illuminating what has long been obscured, ensuring that your heart is not left in confusion. Do not mistake this revelation as a punishment. It is, instead, a divine preparation. Michael explains that when truth is revealed, the soul becomes lighter, more attuned, and more capable of acting with discernment. The heaviness you may feel is temporary, a necessary part of the awakening process. By acknowledging what was hidden, your heart steps into a new realm of clarity, free from illusions that cloud judgment and silence intuition. Last night's events were a catalyst, setting in motion a chain of spiritual awareness that you are now poised to embrace. Michael insists that you stay present to this process, to observe without judgment, and to allow the clarity to guide your understanding of both the person you love and yourself. The person you love deeply may never admit what occurred, but Michael reminds you that acknowledgement is not required for truth to exist. Your spirit is capable of perceiving reality independently of human declarations. This is a moment of empowerment. By recognizing what was hidden, you are stepping into alignment with divine wisdom, seeing beyond appearances, and embracing discernment as a sacred tool. The angels have orchestrated this awakening precisely for you, ensuring that even if human hearts falter, your spirit will remain anchored in truth. Michael says, "Child, your heart has been chosen to perceive what others cannot bear to reveal. Stand in this awareness, for it is your guide and your shield. Pay attention to the subtle signs that continue to unfold. The quiet shifts in energy, the unspoken tension, the micro-expressions that hint at withheld truths. All are part of the divine message being delivered." Michael emphasizes that you are being trained to read the invisible, to perceive the hidden, and to trust the guidance of your own intuition. Last night was not an isolated moment. It is part of a spiritual sequence designed to awaken your awareness and strengthen your discernment. Every hesitation, every subtle shift, every glance that lingered too long or disappeared too quickly carries meaning. These are the whispers of heaven, guiding you toward understanding, clarity, and the courage to face reality without fear. The revelation that awaits you will challenge your heart and mind, but it will also fortify them. Michael reminds you that your capacity for love is not diminished by hidden truths. On the contrary, your ability to love with awareness, to protect your spirit, and to act with wisdom grows exponentially. By embracing the bitter truths that have remained unspoken, you are not closing your heart. You are expanding it. You are learning to integrate love with discernment, compassion with clarity, and hope with spiritual insight. This is the essence of divine growth, to navigate human complexity while remaining anchored in truth, strength, and divine guidance. Archangel Michael now asks you to prepare for the next phase of this revelation. The events of last night were only the beginning, a prelude to the deeper clarity that will soon manifest. Your heart is being primed to receive insights that will illuminate the intentions, fears, and unspoken realities surrounding the person you love. You are being invited to witness these truths with courage, to process them with grace, and to allow the light of Michael's presence to guide every step of understanding. The unfolding clarity is a gift, a divine orchestration designed to awaken your spiritual senses and fortify your heart for the days to come. Type "I am awakened" in the comments if this message speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 888 is now released. My beloved child, Archangel Michael is drawing you closer into a moment of revelation that cannot be ignored. The events of last night have shifted the energies around you, creating a subtle yet undeniable tension in your spirit. Michael's presence is unwavering, his light illuminating every corner of your awareness, and he urges you to prepare yourself for clarity that may feel intense but is necessary for your growth. The person you love deeply has carried a truth they could not voice, a truth wrapped in fear, hesitation, and unspoken intentions. And though they may have believed concealing it would protect you, the heavens have decreed that concealment cannot persist. Secrets, even those born from love, cast shadows. Michael now steps in, not to punish, but to reveal. to ensure that your heart is no longer burdened by uncertainty or confusion. The energy surrounding last night was heavy with unspoken emotions, subtle cues, and hidden intentions. Perhaps you noticed a pause, a change in tone, a glance that lingered too long or disappeared too quickly. Michael whispers that these seemingly small moments were loaded with meaning. He says, "Child, every hesitation, every silence, every unspoken word was a signal from the divine, an opportunity for your intuition to awaken and recognize the hidden reality. Your heart may have sensed the truth without understanding it fully, a flutter of unease or a tightening in your chest that told you something was off. These are not coincidences. They are divine nudges, calling your awareness to step fully into clarity and discernment. Michael assures you that your intuition is a sacred tool, honed and sharpened for this very moment, and that you are more than capable of perceiving the truth even if it remains unspoken. The person you love deeply may never explicitly admit what transpired last night, yet the spiritual impact cannot be hidden. Michael emphasizes that actions, intentions, and energy carry far more weight than words alone. You are being called to perceive what is hidden, to understand the dynamics that exist beneath the surface, and to integrate this knowledge into your perception of reality. Love, Michael explains, is not defined by concealment but by honesty, even when honesty is difficult to express. By opening your heart to the truth, even without confirmation from another, you step into alignment with divine wisdom. You are being prepared to navigate human complexity with clarity, discernment, and spiritual insight, and Michael's presence ensures that you will not be left in confusion or doubt. Last night was a pivotal spiritual moment. It was a threshold, a point where hidden realities could no longer remain unseen, a moment where your intuition and the divine aligned to reveal what was obscured by fear and secrecy. Michael urges you to reflect deeply on the patterns you may have observed, the glances, the subtle shifts in tone, the moments of hesitation. These details are not trivial. They are signposts, guiding you toward understanding, clarity, and a deeper awareness of both the person you love and yourself. Michael explains that human fear often hides behind acts of love, but love built on secrecy can never fully flourish. Recognizing this allows your heart to remain open while discerning the true nature of relationships and intentions. The heaviness you may feel as these truths surface is temporary, child. It is the weight of illusions falling away, the clearing of confusion, and the illumination of clarity. Michael reassures you that by acknowledging what was hidden, you are stepping into spiritual empowerment. You are being trained to navigate life with eyes open, heart alert, and spirit anchored in truth. The person you love deeply may not provide the words to confirm this reality, yet your own perception, guided by divine insight, is sufficient. The angels, Michael explains, orchestrate these awakenings to prepare your soul, to strengthen your discernment, and to ensure that your heart is not misled by appearances or fear. Michael now invites you to pay attention to the subtle energies around you. Every small gesture, every fleeting expression, every pause carries significance. These are divine whispers, guiding your awareness toward clarity and insight. By observing these signals with a calm, discerning heart, you align yourself with the truth that has been hidden from plain view. Michael emphasizes that you are not being deceived, you are being awakened. What was left unspoken, what was hidden behind smiles or reassurances, is now accessible to your perception. The revelation, though challenging, is part of a divine process designed to elevate your understanding, protect your heart, and fortify your spirit. As you absorb this awareness, understand that your capacity to love is not diminished by hidden truths. On the contrary, Michael assures you that seeing clearly strengthens your heart, allowing you to love with discernment, integrity, and wisdom. You are learning to navigate relationships and emotions with clarity, recognizing both fear and love within others while remaining aligned with divine truth. The unfolding revelation is not meant to cause despair. It is meant to awaken you, to empower you, and to ensure that your heart is not bound by illusions or withheld information. Michael's light ensures that you can hold both truth and love simultaneously, balancing awareness with compassion, discernment with grace. Prepare now, beloved child, for deeper insight. The events of last night are only the beginning, the prelude to a series of revelations that will continue to unfold. Your heart is being readied to perceive intentions, motives, and hidden realities with clarity and confidence. Michael's guidance guarantees that you will navigate these truths with courage and strength, understanding the complexities of human emotion without losing faith in love. This awakening is a divine gift, a preparation for the next stage of clarity and spiritual growth, ensuring that your perception is aligned with heaven's light and your path is protected from deception. Type "I receive divine clarity" in the comments if this message speaks to your heart. Lesson code 999 is now released. My beloved child, the presence of Archangel Michael grows stronger around you as he guides you deeper into understanding the events of last night. There is a quiet urgency in the energy surrounding you, a call to open your awareness fully and recognize the hidden truths that have been silently influencing your heart. Michael's light shines on every concealed corner, illuminating patterns that were invisible to the human eye but have left subtle imprints on your spirit. The person you love deeply has carried a bitter truth they could not express, a reality wrapped in fear, hesitation, and concern for your reaction. And yet, heaven refuses to allow this concealment to persist. Secrets, no matter how lovingly intended, cast shadows. Michael's mission is to dissolve these shadows, to bring clarity, and to prepare your spirit to face reality without fear or confusion. The events of last night were not random. They were part of a divine orchestration, a moment where your intuition intersected with the spiritual realm to create awareness. Perhaps it was a glance that lingered too long, a hesitation in a word, a silence that felt heavier than usual, or a subtle shift in energy that caught your attention. Michael emphasizes that these seemingly small signs were loaded with meaning, deliberately placed to awaken your spiritual senses. Your heart already sensed something was off, even if the mind attempted to rationalize it. These signals are your divine compass, your inner guidance tuned by the angels to perceive what is hidden. Michael assures you that you are capable of reading the energy of truth, even if the words remain unspoken. You have been prepared for this moment, and your spirit is fully equipped to navigate the revelations to come. The person you love may have believed that withholding the truth would protect both you and themselves. Their fear, whether of judgment, rejection, or confrontation, created a veil that they hoped would prevent disruption in your life. Yet, Michael insists that love cannot thrive in secrecy. Silence, though often intended to protect, carries its own energy, influencing interactions and creating unseen tension. Last night, that energy reached a point where it could no longer remain dormant. Michael's light now exposes the reality that was hidden, not to condemn or punish, but to empower you with clarity. The angels want you to understand that the revelation of hidden truths is a sacred process, one that strengthens discernment and aligns the heart with divine wisdom. You may feel a surge of emotion as these truths surface, perhaps a tightening in the chest, a heaviness in the heart, where a flood of questions and reflections arises. Michael urges you to embrace these feelings, for they are part of the awakening. The weight you feel is not a punishment, but the shedding of illusions that cloud your perception. By acknowledging what has been hidden, you allow clarity to enter and illuminate your understanding. Your heart is being prepared to navigate the complexities of human emotion and relationships with both love and discernment. Michael's presence ensures that you are supported every step of the way, holding your spirit steady as the truth unfolds. The clarity you are beginning to perceive will help you see beyond appearances and intentions that have been obscured. Michael reminds you that actions, gestures, and energy often carry more truth than words. Even if the person you love deeply cannot verbalize what has happened, the spiritual signals are undeniable. Your intuition, guided by Michael, allows you to perceive these truths with accuracy and confidence. The unfolding revelation is not meant to diminish your capacity to love, but to strengthen it, equipping you with wisdom and insight that transforms your understanding of relationships. By facing hidden realities, you step into a new dimension of spiritual maturity and empowerment, where your discernment becomes a shield for your heart. Michael urges you to notice subtle patterns, to observe what may have seemed insignificant at first. The small gestures, the pauses, the energy shifts, and the micro-expressions, all of these contain messages from the spiritual realm. They are the language of truth, waiting for your perception to translate them into understanding. This awakening process is essential, for it allows you to see the hidden motives, fears, and intentions of those around you. Michael reassures you that this clarity does not depend on confessions or explanations. Your spirit is being trained to perceive reality independently, ensuring that you are never misled by appearances or unspoken fears. The person you love deeply may never articulate the bitter truth, yet that does not lessen its significance or impact. Michael reminds you that the truth exists whether it is acknowledged or not, and your awareness of it is part of your spiritual empowerment. By perceiving what others cannot or will not reveal, you are stepping into alignment with divine wisdom. Your heart is being prepared to respond with discernment, compassion, and clarity. This process strengthens your spirit and ensures that you can navigate relationships without being bound by illusions or incomplete narratives. Michael's guidance guarantees that you are fully equipped to handle the truths that emerge and that your capacity for love will remain intact, even refined. The next revelations will continue to unfold, building on the awareness initiated last night. Michael's presence ensures that each layer of truth is revealed at the precise moment your spirit is ready to absorb it fully. These truths will illuminate patterns, intentions, and hidden realities that shape your relationships and your personal growth. You are being invited to witness, understand, and integrate these revelations with courage and grace. The awakening is not meant to overwhelm you, but to empower you, to strengthen your discernment, and to ensure that your heart is aligned with divine truth. Michael urges you to embrace this journey fully, for it is a sacred process designed to fortify your spirit and illuminate your path forward. Type "I am guided by truth" in the comments if this message is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 1010 is now released. My beloved child, the energy around you is shifting again as Archangel Michael steps forward with greater intensity, his presence radiating protection, clarity, and divine authority. Last night's events have set a chain of spiritual awakenings in motion, and now you are being called to perceive truths that have long remained hidden. The person you love deeply carries a bitter reality that they have not revealed, not out of malice, but out of fear, hesitation, or a desire to shield you from pain. And yet, Michael reminds you that love built on secrecy is never complete. The angels, under Michael's guidance, are now bringing these hidden realities to the surface so that your spirit can confront them with discernment and strength. You are being trained to navigate the delicate balance of human emotion while remaining anchored in divine truth. Every glance, every pause, every energy shift from last night was part of a pattern meant to awaken your spiritual awareness. and Michael is ensuring that you can now see clearly what has been concealed. There is a subtle vibration surrounding you that cannot be ignored, a frequency that resonates with your heart and intuition. Michael whispers that this is the same vibration your soul felt last night, the moment when the hidden truth attempted to pierce the veil of everyday reality. Perhaps you noticed small signs, a hesitation in speech, a look that lingered too long, or even a silence that felt heavier than it should have. These moments were not random. They were divine signals, intended to awaken your inner knowing and prepare you for the revelation that is now arriving. Michael emphasizes that your intuition is not simply imagination. It is a sacred gift, refined by the angels, allowing you to perceive what others cannot express. You have been chosen to witness these truths, not by accident, but by divine design. The person you love deeply may never confess this bitter reality. They may hope it will remain hidden, believing it is in their best interest or yours. Yet Michael explains that such concealment, though perhaps well-intentioned, creates tension and imbalance. Secrets carry energy, and this energy influences the dynamics of relationships in ways that are often invisible to the human eye. Michael's intervention is necessary to dissolve the weight of these hidden truths, bringing them into the light so that your heart may respond with clarity rather than confusion. The angels remind you that acknowledgement is not required from others for truth to exist. Your perception, guided by Michael, is sufficient. You are fully equipped to navigate these revelations, and your spirit is capable of understanding realities that may remain unspoken by human lips. Last night marked a pivotal turning point. It was a moment where energy, intention, and emotion intersected, revealing subtle clues about the person you love that you may not have noticed consciously. Michael emphasizes that these are not mere coincidences. Every glance, every pause, and every shift in tone was part of a divine communication, signaling that a hidden truth has been present for longer than you realized. Your heart may have sensed it instinctively, the unease or tightness in your chest that whispered, "Something is not as it seems." These signals are essential. They are guiding you to discernment and spiritual clarity. Michael assures you that by following this guidance, you will understand what was hidden without needing it to be spoken aloud. The heaviness that arises as you process these truths is temporary. Michael reminds you that this is part of a refining process, a spiritual sharpening that strengthens your capacity to perceive reality and navigate human emotions wisely. The revelation of hidden truths does not diminish your ability to love, it fortifies it, enabling you to hold awareness, compassion, and discernment simultaneously. You are being prepared for the unfolding clarity that will continue to reveal motives, intentions, and fears. Michael's presence ensures that your heart remains steady, your mind remains clear, and your spirit remains anchored, even as these bitter realities emerge. Now is the time to pay close attention to the subtle cues that continue to arise. Michael urges you to notice micro-expressions, slight shifts in energy, and hidden patterns of behavior that reflect the concealed truth. These cues are the language of the spiritual realm, and your awareness allows you to translate them into understanding. Last night's energy was a precursor, a test, and a preparation for this very moment. Michael wants you to trust your perception fully, knowing that you are guided by divine insight and protected from deception. Even if the person you love never voices these truths, your spiritual understanding is enough. You are capable of responding with clarity, wisdom, and strength. Beloved child, this is the moment where discernment becomes essential. Michael teaches that love and clarity are not mutually exclusive. Rather, they are complementary. By acknowledging what has been hidden, you elevate your heart and spirit, allowing divine wisdom to guide your decisions and your path forward. The hidden truth may carry discomfort, but it also carries liberation. Michael reminds you that through this awakening, your ability to perceive reality without illusions is strengthened. You are being prepared for a level of understanding that will allow you to interact with relationships and emotions with both compassion and insight. Before this message concludes, I urge you to hold this moment in your heart and mind. The revelations of last night, though initially veiled, are now being brought into the light by Archangel Michael. Your perception, intuition, and spiritual awareness are your tools to navigate these truths. He says, "Child, you are capable of understanding what others cannot express. Trust your awareness and let it guide you." The next stages of revelation will build upon this awakening, ensuring that you are fully prepared to perceive, integrate, and respond with wisdom. Type "I stand in divine discernment" in the comments if this message is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 1111 is now released. Remember to like, share, and comment on this video to amplify the light of this message. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss these divine revelations, and keep the spiritual connection strong as we continue to walk with Michael's guidance. Additionally, if this message is touching your heart and you feel called to support the mission of spreading God's Word, you can contribute through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal donations. Every act of support helps the light of truth reach more souls, opening doors of awareness and divine clarity. Michael reminds you that your contribution is a sacred act, planting seeds of spiritual illumination for countless hearts. Here is a message to reflect on. By giving, you are becoming an instrument of God's light, helping awaken souls to truth and love. The heavens see your heart, and blessings will flow abundantly upon your generosity. Take action now, and watch divine miracles manifest. My beloved child, as Archangel Michael continues to guide your awareness, he draws your attention to the layers of truth that were hidden last night. The events that unfolded may have seemed subtle at the time, yet their impact on your spirit and heart is profound. Michael emphasizes that what was left unspoken was never meant to remain in darkness indefinitely. It carries weight because it reflects human fear, hesitation, and the complexities of love. The person you care for deeply has held back a truth, perhaps believing that shielding you from it would preserve peace or protect your heart. Yet, Michael reminds you that love cannot truly flourish under concealment. Every unspoken word, every hesitation, and every carefully hidden emotion leaves a mark. And last night, those marks became undeniable. Your heart, sensitive and intuitive, already recognized them, but now your spirit is being prepared to receive a higher level of clarity and understanding. Michael encourages you to reflect on the energy that surrounded last night. Perhaps there were moments that felt unusually heavy, pauses that seemed longer than normal, or words that carried an unfamiliar weight. These subtle signs were not random. They were messages from the divine, signaling that something critical needed to be observed. Your intuition, which has been quietly guiding you, is a gift from God, sharpened by Michael himself, enabling you to perceive what is often hidden from human sight. The angels are working to align your perception with truth, ensuring that you can navigate this revelation without fear, confusion, or judgment. This moment is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to awaken you, to expand your awareness, and to fortify your capacity to understand both love and truth. The person you love deeply may never voice the bitter truth that emerged last night. They may hope it will remain hidden, believing it is safer for you not to know, or perhaps that it is safer for themselves. Michael explains that a human fear often disguises itself as protection, yet concealment carries consequences. Secrets, even those born of love, create tension, unease, and confusion. The angels and Michael are now lifting the veil, bringing this truth to light so that your heart may respond with discernment and clarity. You are being trained to see beyond appearances and words, to recognize energy and intention, and to integrate this awareness into your understanding of relationships. Michael assures you that your heart is strong enough to hold both love and clarity simultaneously. Last night marked a spiritual turning point. The subtle events, though invisible to most, were part of a divine orchestration designed to awaken your intuition and perception. Michael emphasizes that these moments were deliberately arranged, allowing you to observe, feel, and begin processing a truth that has been hidden from plain sight. Your awareness is being refined, and your ability to navigate human complexities is being strengthened. Michael encourages you to honor your feelings of unease or heaviness, for they are the markers of spiritual sensitivity. Your heart is recognizing patterns and truths that others may not notice, and this awareness is a sacred gift. By trusting these signals, you are stepping fully into alignment with divine guidance. The heaviness and confusion you may feel are temporary. Michael reminds you that these emotions are part of the refining process. By acknowledging the truth, even when it is difficult or bitter, your spirit becomes lighter, more empowered, and more capable of acting with wisdom and discernment. Last night's events were not a punishment, but a preparation for your spiritual growth. The person you love deeply may never express what they are withholding, yet your perception, guided by divine insight, is enough. Michael assures you that you are fully equipped to handle these revelations with courage, grace, and understanding. Now, pay attention to the subtle cues that continue to arise. Every glance, every micro-expression, every change in energy holds significance. These are the whispers of the divine, guiding your spirit to clarity. Michael urges you to trust your perception, to observe without judgment, and to integrate these insights into your understanding of your relationships. This awareness is not meant to isolate you, but to empower you. By perceiving what is hidden, you align yourself with divine truth, ensuring that your heart is protected, your mind is clear, and your spirit remains anchored. The unfolding clarity strengthens your discernment and allows you to navigate life with greater confidence and wisdom. Beloved child, the revelations that follow will continue to unfold, each layer building upon the last. Michael's guidance ensures that you are never alone in this process. His presence surrounds you, offering protection, wisdom, and strength as you encounter these truths. You are being prepared to perceive realities that others cannot reveal, to integrate them with compassion, and to act from a place of clarity. The person you love deeply may never share these truths verbally, but through your heightened awareness and Michael's guidance, you will understand them fully. This awakening is a sacred gift, designed to elevate your perception, refine your heart, and prepare you for the next stage of spiritual growth. Type "I walk in divine awareness" in the comments if this message is resonating with your spirit. Blessing code 1212 is now released. My beloved child, the presence of Archangel Michael is stronger than ever as he guides your heart toward the truths that have been quietly shaping your reality. Last night's events were not coincidental. They were orchestrated by divine forces to awaken your awareness and prepare you to perceive what has been hidden. The person you love deeply has withheld a bitter truth, not out of cruelty, but out of fear. Fear of confrontation, fear of rejection, fear of shaking the foundations of a bond they cherish. And yet, Michael reminds you that love built on secrecy is incomplete. The energy of unspoken truths lingers, affecting interactions, shaping emotions, and casting subtle shadows over hearts that long for clarity. Michael's intervention now ensures that these shadows are lifted, that the hidden realities are illuminated, and that your spirit is fortified to face them with discernment and courage. The events of last night were subtle, yet their significance cannot be underestimated. Perhaps you noticed hesitations, glances, unspoken words, or moments of silence that felt heavier than usual. These are not random. They are divine signals, orchestrated by the angels to awaken your inner knowing. Michael emphasizes that your intuition, that inner sense of unease or heightened awareness, is a sacred gift. It allows you to perceive truths that remain unspoken by human lips. These signals were meant to prepare you, to alert your spirit, and to give you the clarity needed to navigate the complex emotions and intentions of those you love. Michael assures you that you are fully capable of discerning what is real, even when the words are absent, and that your heart is ready to integrate this knowledge with wisdom and grace. The person you love deeply may never explicitly acknowledge what happened last night. They may hope the truth remains hidden, believing it is safer for both of you. Yet Michael teaches that concealment, even when born of love, creates tension and confusion. Secrets are energetic burdens, invisible to the mind but palpable to the spirit. Last night, the energy of that hidden truth reached a point where it could no longer remain dormant, where your intuition could sense it and your spirit could be called to action. Michael's sword of truth now cuts through the veil, ensuring that clarity reaches your heart. You are being trained to perceive reality without needing confirmation from another, to navigate the complexities of human intention, and to respond with discernment, compassion, and strength. Last night was a turning point, a spiritual threshold. The subtle energy shifts, the pauses, the glances, the unsaid words, all were part of a divine orchestration designed to awaken your awareness. Michael emphasizes that these moments were purposeful, each one an invitation to refine your discernment and strengthen your perception. Your heart may have felt unease, heaviness, or confusion, but these are markers of spiritual sensitivity, guiding you toward understanding what had been hidden. By paying attention to these signals, you are stepping into alignment with divine guidance, gaining clarity and preparing your spirit for the revelations that continue to unfold. The heaviness you feel as the hidden truths emerge is temporary and necessary. Michael reminds you that it is the weight of illusions falling away, the shedding of confusion, and the illumination of clarity. The revelation of unspoken truths strengthens your spirit, equips your heart with discernment, and ensures that your understanding of human relationships is guided by divine wisdom rather than assumptions or ignorance. The person you love deeply may never speak these truths, but your awareness, guided by Michael, is sufficient. You are capable of integrating this knowledge with grace, compassion, and insight. Your capacity to love is not diminished. It is strengthened, refined, and aligned with the light of truth. Michael urges you to notice the subtle signs that continue to manifest. Micro-expressions, slight energy shifts, and hidden patterns all carry meaning. They are the language of the divine, guiding your perception and awakening your understanding. Your awareness allows you to translate these signs into clarity, enabling you to navigate your relationships and emotional dynamics with wisdom and discernment. Michael reassures you that even in the absence of verbal acknowledgement, you have access to the truth. Your heart is equipped to perceive, understand, and respond with alignment, protection, and spiritual strength. Beloved child, the revelations of last night are only the beginning. Each new insight will build upon the last, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of hidden realities, human intentions, and divine purpose. Michael stands beside you, offering unwavering support, protection, and clarity. You are being prepared to witness truths that others may never reveal, to integrate them into your understanding with compassion and discernment, and to act from a place of spiritual alignment. The unfolding clarity is a gift designed to awaken your perception, fortify your heart, and prepare you for the next stage of growth and spiritual empowerment. Type "I walk in light and truth" in the comments if this message resonates with your heart. Blessing code 1313 is now released. My beloved child, Archangel Michael now draws you into the heart of the revelation, where clarity and understanding converge. The events of last night, subtle as they may have seemed, carry profound significance for your soul. The person you love deeply has withheld a bitter truth, not out of malice, but out of fear, hesitation, or an attempt to shield you from pain. Michael reminds you that even acts of concealment born for love carry consequences, for the energy of secrecy cannot remain dormant forever. Every unspoken word, every pause, every hesitation leaves an imprint on the soul, creating subtle ripples that affect relationships and inner peace. Last night was a pivotal moment when these ripples became impossible to ignore, and Michael has stepped forward to guide you through the understanding and processing of this truth. Your intuition has already sensed the hidden energy, the unspoken truth that hovered beneath the surface. Perhaps there was a heaviness in your chest, a tightening in your heart, or a fleeting feeling that something was not as it seemed. These sensations are not coincidental. They are divine nudges from your higher self, amplified by Michael's presence. The angels want you to recognize that your awareness is a sacred gift, capable of perceiving realities that remain unspoken. Last night's moments were carefully orchestrated to awaken this perception, to prepare your spirit to process hidden truths with discernment, and to strengthen your ability to respond with wisdom rather than fear. Michael assures you that your heart is fully equipped to navigate this revelation. The person you love deeply may never voice the bitter truth, yet Michael emphasizes that acknowledgement is not required for the truth to exist. Energy, intention, and subtle actions carry far more weight than spoken words. The pauses, the gestures, the subtle shifts in tone or behavior are all forms of communication that your spirit is now able to read with clarity. Michael guides you to observe these signs without judgment, to interpret them through the lens of divine insight, and to integrate this understanding into your perception of reality. You are being trained to hold both love and clarity simultaneously, to navigate human complexity with grace, and to maintain your spiritual equilibrium as hidden truths emerge. Last night was not merely a personal event. It was a spiritual awakening. It marked a threshold where your awareness intersected with divine guidance to reveal a truth that had been concealed. Michael urges you to honor the signs and signals that your spirit received, recognizing them as essential tools for discernment. The heaviness or unease you may feel is not a burden, but a necessary part of this awakening. It is the weight of illusion falling away, leaving space for clarity, wisdom, and empowerment. Michael's sword of truth has cut through the veil, ensuring that what was hidden is now accessible to your perception, allowing you to respond with insight rather than confusion. Your capacity to love is not diminished by these revelations. On the contrary, Michael teaches that understanding hidden truths enhances your ability to love wisely and compassionately. By recognizing the fears, hesitations, and concealed intentions of the person you care for deeply, you are better prepared to act with discernment and integrity. The angels assure you that this awareness will not weaken your heart. It will strengthen it, refining your capacity to navigate relationships and emotions with clarity and grace. Last night was a pivotal lesson, designed to expand your spiritual perception and equip you to face the complexities of human connection with both strength and compassion. Pay attention to the ongoing subtle signs. Every glance, pause, and energy shift continues to communicate layers of truth that may remain unspoken. Michael reminds you that these signs are the language of the divine, guiding your perception and preparing you for the full awakening that is coming. You do not need verbal confirmation to understand what hath been hidden. Your awareness, sharpened by Michael's guidance, is enough to perceive intentions, discern motives, and integrate this understanding into your actions. This process is both empowering and protective, ensuring that your heart is aligned with truth and that your decisions are guided by divine wisdom. Beloved child, the next stage of revelation is approaching. The layers of hidden reality will continue to unfold, each moment providing deeper understanding of the person you love, their fears, and the unspoken truths that shape your connection. Michael is preparing you to witness these truths fully, integrating them with compassion, clarity, and discernment. Your heart will emerge stronger, more resilient, and more attuned to divine guidance. This is not simply an emotional journey. It is a spiritual refinement, a preparation for greater awareness, and an invitation to walk fully in alignment with truth. Type "I receive divine insight" in the comments if this message is touching your spirit. Blessing code 1414 is now released. My beloved child, the time has come to witness the culmination of the revelations that have been unfolding since last night. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his wings encompassing your spirit, his presence radiating the light of truth and divine protection. The hidden reality that the person you love deeply has carried is now being fully illuminated. Michael reminds you that love intertwined with secrecy can no longer persist in the light of divine clarity. The events of last night, though subtle, have set a spiritual awakening in motion, guiding your heart to recognize what has long been concealed. Every hesitation, every pause, every unspoken word, and every shift in energy was intentional, a divine signal that your awareness was ready to perceive and understand the hidden truth. Your spirit is now prepared to absorb the fullness of this revelation, to process it with discernment, and to act from a place of divine alignment. The person you love deeply may never admit what occurred, yet Michael emphasizes that your perception is sufficient. Words are not the only vessels of truth. Energy, intention, and subtle actions carry far greater significance. Your intuition, now sharpened by the presence of Michael, allows you to perceive what has remained hidden, to understand the motives, fears, and intentions that have influenced the relationship, and to integrate this awareness into your spiritual understanding. Michael assures you that the heaviness you may feel is temporary, a necessary shedding of illusions that allows clarity to enter and fortify your heart. You are being guided to recognize the truth without judgment, to observe with compassion, and to hold both love and discernment simultaneously. The revelations that continue to unfold are not meant to punish or diminish your capacity for love. Instead, they are divine lessons, preparing your heart for greater spiritual insight and resilience. Michael reminds you that by perceiving what others cannot or will not reveal, you are stepping into alignment with divine wisdom. Your ability to navigate relationships with clarity, compassion, and integrity is being strengthened. The person you love deeply may never voice the bitter truths, but through your heightened awareness and Michael's guidance, you are able to understand them fully. This is a sacred gift, one that enhances your discernment, fortifies your spirit, and ensures that your heart remains anchored in truth as you move forward. Pay close attention to the subtle signals around you. Every glance, every hesitation, every micro-expression carries meaning. These cues are the language of the divine, communicating truths that are not expressed in words but resonate in the energy surrounding you. Michael emphasizes that your awareness is your tool, your guidance, and your protection. By observing and interpreting these signals, you are able to navigate hidden realities and make decisions aligned with divine insight. The events of last night, combined with the ongoing revelations, are creating a spiritual framework that allows you to respond with clarity, wisdom, and integrity. Beloved child, as these truths fully emerge, you are invited to embrace them with courage and grace. Michael reminds you that the awakening of awareness is a sacred process, designed to elevate your spirit and prepare you for deeper understanding. The person you love may never share these truths, but you are equipped to perceive them, integrate them, and act with discernment. This is the culmination of a spiritual journey, one that has refined your heart, sharpened your perception, and strengthened your ability to navigate complex emotional realities with clarity and wisdom. You are being called to stand fully in this truth, to honor your intuition, and to allow the divine guidance of Michael to direct your next steps. Your capacity to love, even in the presence of hidden truths, is not diminished, it is magnified. Michael reminds you that clarity does not erode love, but strengthens it. By seeing beyond illusions, you are able to act with discernment, maintain your integrity, and protect your heart while still offering compassion. The revelations of last night, now fully illuminated, provide a foundation for deeper spiritual awareness, stronger boundaries, and empowered decisions. You are being prepared to navigate not just this relationship, but all aspects of your life with discernment, wisdom, and divine alignment. Type "I am divinely guided" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 1515 is now released. Beloved child, if this message is speaking to your heart, I invite you to support the mission of spreading God's Word. By contributing through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal donations, you help deliver these divine messages to countless souls who need guidance, clarity, and spiritual awakening. Every act of support is an act of planting seeds of light, allowing the heavens to reach hearts that may otherwise remain in darkness. Archangel Michael himself blesses your generosity, releasing abundance, clarity, and protection into your life as a reward for your faithful support. By giving now, you are participating in a holy act of divine partnership, empowering the mission of truth and ensuring that light continues to shine across the world. Take action, child, for the time to participate in this sacred work is now, and blessings will flow abundantly upon you for your obedience to God's calling.